Hey yo, what's mobbin'? It's your boy Tone Trump, aka Pretty Tony, the Muslim Don, West Philly to the world. But right now it's about my family, the young legend Mikey T, the movie star, and my favorite show, Report Card Radio. Y'all know I get all A's. If we talking honor, I'm honor roll. Report Card Radio, Mikey T, the movie star, Tone Trump. Let's win. Shit.
But what's your thoughts on artists keeping to the street code once they've started to actually break in the industry?
I feel like if you somebody that come from the streets, if you wear the uniform of a street dude and you are of the streets and you make a living off that culture of the streets, I feel like you should abide by the laws of the streets. You know what I'm saying? If you somebody, a lot of these artists have made millions and millions of dollars portraying and as if they're a part of the streets. So I feel like you are a part of that culture. Now, I think there's a difference between that. We talking Mariah Carey. If she's getting out of, God forbid, if she's getting out of her car and somebody tries to rob Mariah Carey, I feel like Mariah Carey is allowed to cooperate with the police. I don't feel like she's a part of any type of street code or street. She's an artist.
Mariah Carey's situation would be a little different. I mean,
Right.
Imagine if she calls the police saying that Eminem's been harassing her.
I feel like she is allowed to do that. I feel like a citizen is allowed to call the cops. I feel like that's who they're for. Like, my mom don't got to stick to no street code. You know what I mean? My sister don't got to speak, no street code. You know what I mean? Your mother and your sister. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the street code is for street people that's in the streets. And artists, that's why artists have to be careful with drawing that line. If you created your whole image and everything is about you this gangster, you got to stand what you do and everything that come with it. It can't be, now because things went bad, the streets ain't this and the streets ain't, I ain't part of the streets. No. You got to take what come with that. It's just like dudes in the streets. You can't be doing all this running in the streets, all this trapping, and then when them folks come get you, now it's like, point and finger. No, stick to what you do, stand what you do. And it's so much dishonor in music and the streets everywhere now. That's why I encourage children to stay out of the streets. Like these dudes now are telling at an all-time high. There is no honor. There are no morals. There is no brotherhood in the streets. These dudes are I visit the prisons. I go back and speak to the jails. There's dudes up there that kept their mouth shut, and the same dudes that they was riding for from their block don't send them nothing. No money, no pay. I had a dude yesterday who I sent some Islamic books to. He told me his people he known all his life haven't sent him one letter. A letter costs hardly nothing. A stamp is like 50 cents or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people are leaving people for dead. There's nothing good coming out these streets. There's nothing good from that street life. And that's no disrespect to my brothers in the streets because I'm trying my best to pull them up. I say all the time, my homies come from jail. I don't make them shooters. I try to make them executives. I try to give them jobs and opportunities and put them in position. But the streets is terrible right now. But I feel like if you're an artist, if you're a gangster rapper and you live in that gangster and rapping that gangster lifestyle, and somebody take your jewelry, you can't be trying to go to no police and nothing like that. You gotta, it gotta be handled in the streets. It's street business. You know what I'm saying? But if you're an artist who's not portraying that, I'm never going to advocate telling. But what I will advocate is that if you do something to a citizen, you should be prepared to be told on. And that's just the fact of the matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, the lady who worked all week for her paycheck, you can't go knock her over the top of her head and then tell the witnesses, y'all snitching if y'all say something. No, they supposed to describe your dumb ass. And they supposed to get you off the streets.
So these guys who robbed Safaraee, should they be expecting the cops to be on them and then Safaraee to follow up with all the legal proceedings?
Well, I mean, with all due respect, if he on the radio crying about it, I'm pretty sure he definitely gonna go to the police station. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know the facts on that case, but I did see that the viral video that he's on a and he's somebody that I don't know enough about him to really speak on him or know if he's on no gangster shit. Like, I don't know what his music is about or nothing, so I can't really speak on his situation. But I will say this: if I robbed somebody and they went on the radio like hours later crying, I would be trying to think I would probably be pretty sure that they're going to go to the police. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to. I didn't really watch the whole interview, but I did see him crying on the radio. So it's like, I just can't imagine the guy that's on the radio crying about getting robbed a few hours ago was about to stick to some type of street code. I mean, I don't think that's happening. I ain't the smartest guy in the world, but I just don't think he's about to go on the police station and be like, no, I ain't saying nothing. I feel like he probably gonna go in that joint and he gonna be describing them boys to a T. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you know, and that's what come with that game.
Why cry about it if the jewelry's insured, though?
Everybody different, man. I mean, I feel like you know, he was scared. He was traumatized. If you're not from that life and that never happened to you before, that's a very traumatizing thing. It's probably not just about the material. I can't really put myself in the mind of that guy and what he's going through because we all been through things, but because it's like I can't relate. Like I can't imagine what the emotion was that makes you want to go to the radio station like that. You know what I mean? Like if you was that emotional, like you probably should have canceled your interview. But it's his right to do what he want. But he probably was more scared than just he lost his jewelry. You know what I mean? He probably he saw his life flash before his eyes. I do know I've been shot before, so I know the feeling of that when that gun is raised to you. There's no manual for how you act when that gun is in your face or when that gun go off. There's no blueprint for that. Now I ain't about to be on nobody's radio station crying about it, but I will say that's something that's very traumatizing. You know what I'm saying? And we all handle things differently. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know his business. We don't know if that jewelry was insured. We don't know if that was stuff that was very sentimental. It could have had sentimental value. I don't know. I don't know what makes. I mean, it was an emotional moment, and it was a trying moment. I can't diss that brother. I can't defend that brother. I don't know. You know what I mean? The internet's so tricky these days. We don't know what. I don't be knowing what's real and what's not. You know what I mean? You just never know these days. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is, to the brothers that's out there, taking jewels and stuff like that, man, it's a perfect scenario. These dudes is going to tell on you. So, you know what I mean? You see what he doing, you know what I mean? And people are looking at it like, I see people defending him, telling on him. You know what I'm saying? People nowadays, you know what I mean? So it's like, find another way to get money, man, because these dudes will tell on you. Back in the day, a dude got his chain took, he charged it to the game. You know what I mean? He go get his justice in the streets, and then he go get a new chain or whatever. You know what I mean? But nowadays, you take somebody's chain, they going to the police, and fast, and to the radio, and crying. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, that's a lot. You know what I mean? Like they gonna play all that at trial. Like that's a lot. So
So Trump, can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
All right. So we relate that situation, with Safaraee and his money and his jewelry, and relating him to maybe being someone who could tell. But how about if we relate that situation to Troy Ave's situation at Irving Plaza in New York, when he was just defending himself, and now in order to avoid going to jail, now he has to just tell the whole truth of what happened in the club that night.
That situation, I think the biggest difference in that situation, I'll say, is I don't want to get into the particulars of the case because everybody's still on trial. But what we do know is Troy Ave portrayed himself to be a street guy. His whole thing was about the streets. His whole thing was about how real he was. So Troy Ave telling, and what's my man name that got robbed?
Taxstone?
No, the guy that got robbed. It was on radio crying.
Oh, Safaraee.
Safaraee. I feel like they image is two different things. I don't know much on Safaraee, but I never seen him talking about he from the streets and nothing like that. I never seen no gangster bravado in him. So Troy Ave portrayed an image that he said was real and was authentic. He's held to a different accountability than Safaraee is, and than the citizen is. I don't think people in the culture look at him like a citizen or like a victim. They look at him like a gangster, and he's supposed to handle it all the way through like a gangster. And that's all I can really say, because like they both still on trial, and that's an unfortunate situation. That's a situation that they should be showing that in young black schools. They should be showing young brothers that's all on this internet threatening and all that stuff, show how that stuff really ends. Because no matter what, the facts we do know is somebody's dead. Somebody's mother lost her son. Somebody else is going to go to jail for a very, very long time and lose their career. Somebody else possibly lost their honor if they ratting. And the key word in all of this is loss, 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 loss. Lost lives, lost honor, lost opportunities, lost money. Everybody lost. Nobody won. All the people that instigated that for all these years, guess what? They get up, they going to work tomorrow. They going on vacation. They going to the playoff games. They living their lives. Y'all young brothers, stop instigating. Don't let a coward like DJ Vlad get you in front of these cameras and have you talking about another brother that's trying to just chase his dream. We all in this together. All of that dissing and beefing shit is played out. Don't let a coward, a chump, a punk like DJ Vlad have you doing stuff. Don't let Mikey T, don't let anybody, because they can't make you do anything. If you get in front of this camera and you say something, you can't be mad at Mikey T. You can't be mad at none of the sites for putting you up because you said it. Hold yourself accountable. I have got in front of the cameras and said some stupid shit in my days. And as much as I regret it, as much as I hate it, it was done. It was said. I can't blame nobody. And that situation that he asked me about with Taxstone, Troy Ave, and that whole situation, all you see in that situation is loss. And I hope we all learn from that. I definitely learned from it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the reasons why, I always had pride, want to be one of them dudes. Man, I ain't got no security. I need security. Everywhere I go, people recognize me, and I don't know who they are. That's dangerous. That's a danger to my children. That's a danger to myself. You know what I'm saying? I owe it to myself to make sure I'm on point. I'm a boss, every president, every governor, every leader should have, armed security and do it the right way, because that's why we always was catching gun charges and all of that stuff. No, we moving smart now. We got to learn from others' mistakes. That situation is so real and so, tragic. Like I said, it was a funeral. You know what I mean? Its lives were shattered. And it all started over Twitter. From what I know, you know what I mean? So that's all I'm going to say on that, man. Free the real.